I'm Kasey Cockle.
And I'm Allie Rose.
And we're going to talk to you about what's going on right now. It's called the Industrial Revolution. It is 1869 here in the United States. Right now we're seeing changes in agriculture, our population, energy, and transportation. Most people's lives before this revolved around farming. Starvation and disease were much more common before all this new stuff. And the changes I've seen in my lifetime are almost scaring me, but I can't wait to see what happened in the years to come. I kind of wish I lived in Britain since things started getting better there in the early 1700s, but hey, it's here now. Because this time has changed so many things for the better, people are becoming more healthy. This means that the population has grown like crazy. I'm seeing so many new faces. Here is Allie Rose with information on the population explosion.
Thanks, Kasey. Allie Rose here with your breaking news. Kasey, last night I was in a room with at least 50 other people. It was crazy. I could barely even walk.
Where were you?
I was in a factory talking to someone about a job, and by golly, I was sweating. But we'll talk about factories later. So anyways, since 1700, the population in Britain has shot from 5 million people to 9 million people. The infant mortality rate has gone down, so the population has gone up. But I'm glad less babies are dying. Back when there were 4 million less people here, my life was rough. I wasn't making good money for all the good work I was putting in. I was farming and weaving clothes. The putting out system was so tough, now it don't take a day to make some clothes. You want to talk about the putting out system, Kasey?
Sure thing. Back when I was little, living with my granny, I thought it was so cool the way she spun that wool in this pretty yarn. I asked her about it all the time. First, her buddy Miss Cheryl sheared her sheep and got all the wool and made the bale and put it on my granny's porch. After Mom and Oxy made the yarn, she would put the yarn on Miss Lucille's porch. Miss Lucille would weave Mom and Oxy's yarn on a loom and make it into a bolt cloth. Then Miss Lucille would put the bolt cloth on Miss Tabby's back porch, and Miss Tabby would dye it red, white, and black. I'd always wished she would dye it a pretty blue or pink color. But anyways, she would take it to the mercantile store where the guy sold it. I don't really remember his name, but whenever he sold it, he would send some money back to the girls. Miss Tabby got the most money because her job took the most work. Miss Lucille got the second most, and Mom and Oxy got the third most. So it was hard living. But Miss Cheryl, that poor thing, she got the least out of all the girls. So, yeah, Allie, long process. But when they got all these fancy machines, it was so much easier. So my granny was really involved in that, but I know your pops did a lot of farming. You want to talk about that?
You know I do. My pops spent all of his time in the field on his farm. Before this revolution, he only planted 4 different crops, but he didn't get no help doing it. He was throwing seeds everywhere, and they'd grow wherever. It took too much time for him to plant all their seeds individually. To make it easier on my pops, his friend Billy let him borrow his seed drill so that he could spread seeds out evenly in their rows, allowing them to form roots and get their essential nutrients. Billy told my pops that some man named Jethro Tull made the seed drill. Thank goodness for Jethro Tull. Even with the seed drill, my pops started to realize that his crops were getting worse and worse every year. He grew wheat, corn, green beans, and carrots. His neighbor Kelly introduced crop rotation to him. Every year, he would move the corn to where the green beans were, the green beans to where the carrots were, the carrots to where the wheat was, and the wheat to where the corn was. This stopped nutrient deprivation. When that became his normal routine, his crops got healthier and started producing like they used to. Hey, the fertilizer even got better.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, have you ever worked in a factory before, or is this going to be your first time?
It'll be my first time, but didn't you work in a factory once whenever you were in high school?
Yeah, I did, and it was awful. I had walked 2 miles to get there in the first place, but when I got there, it was no better. The working conditions were atrocious. People were getting hurt left and right. I'd roll my sleeves up and pull my hair back. And it was miserably hot and loud. I had to work 12 to 16 hours a day, and since there wasn't no clock, I could never tell how long I had worked and how long I had left. And for all that time, all the people were mean to you. Got yelled at if you messed up or were too slow, and you got strapped. Plus, I only got 40 minutes to eat at noon. I never had time to do anything. Sometimes I didn't even get that break if there was too much to get done.
Wow, I'm glad the Factory Act was passed then.
Me too. So, I think we have some viewers that are interested in how transportation has advanced. Do you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. People came up with railroads, steam-powered ships, turnpikes, and canals. George Stephenson made the first steam-powered locomotive leading to the railroads. Railroads helped with trade and travel and improved transportation and communication all over the world. The telegraph, invented by Samuel F.B. Morse, also made communicating easier. Turnpikes were really fast because they were basically shortcuts that you had to pay for. My mom trades goods that she makes, and she uses turnpikes. She says that people don't try to steal from her anymore, and it's faster. Not too many people in your way. Canals, which are man-made waterways built to let boats and ships through, connect all parts of the nation.
And we wouldn't be able to get around without energy. Energy started out with horsepower, then there were sailboats and windmills. Now we have the steam engine, which Robert Newcomb came up with. It didn't really work, so James Watt made it work. Steam engine is used to boil water, burn coal, and it's used in cars to make the piston go up and down to make the engine work. We also have hydropower. This is when you have a factory beside a river, and it takes energy from water and goes through pipes in the factory. Pipes go through the factory to make the engines work.
And that is all the time that we have for today.